I'm back out and about in this container garden. It's been a bit of a week of it, to be honest with you. It's been so hot. Anyone that does container gardening knows that your containers dry out very quickly. So it has been a bit of a struggle to keep on top of that watering, especially since we've also had a hose pipe ban. And I'm sure we're not the only ones. So we've had to go around with watering can, because for whatever reason you're still allowed to do that, and make sure we keep on top at hydrating these plants, because plants that are struggling for water will start to drop fruit and flowers if they get stressed. So today it's overcast, it's a little bit cooler, so we're going to take a little walk round and see what we've got that we can harvest today. And one plant in particular is doing really well. I'll show you it first. If you've never grown one of these plants before, I would definitely recommend them. That is our cucumber plant, and it's called Mini Petita. And this plant has produced so much fruit already, it's absolutely amazing. And if you look at the top there, we've got quite a few. There's around 4 growing all at once. But if you work your way down this plant, look at those. And I know they're supposed to be mini cucumbers, but if you let them grow a bit bigger, it won't hurt them. But they are definitely amazing looking cucumbers. So we're definitely going to take those off. There is another one just there as well. So we've got at least 7 cucumbers growing on this plant, and we've harvested so many already. But it definitely looks like we're going to have to give a few away. We'll get those off quite shortly. And I've been looking at these potato plants as well. They've done quite well this year. Normally the wind batters them and they start to look quite messy. But they've held their own, and I think it's because I've put them around this side at Van, and it gets a bit of protection from wind. Also from the side of that shed as well. But I've noticed that one in particular is starting to yellow a little bit. So it could be that these plants are going to be getting ready for harvest quite soon. And I'm always tempted to dig in the bottom and see if we can get any potatoes showing. But I don't want to damage them. I can't feel anything at the moment, so I think I'm just going to leave them. But what I decided to do with these this year is to leave them until they've completely died back, and hopefully we're going to get a good harvest. I think we're going to get some nice apples this year as well. They're looking really well. We've also got a couple more just there, really good sizes. And as French beans have sprung back to life and they're trying, so we'll take some of those first. As you can see, we've got some there, quite a good size. They're a little bit fatter than I'd normally take them, but they're still perfectly usable. So we're going to dig around today and see how many we can get. It's quite easy to miss them on these plants. The more you pick, the more they produce. See, we've got a nice bunch down there as well. So it looks like we're going to be getting a meal out of this. Looks like they're growing on the other side of this fence. I'll have to go around there shortly and check that out. But for the front, I think we're doing alright. That one's gone a little bit curly, but it's big enough to take away. And we've got another one there that's gone slightly bigger than I'd want it to. At least we're getting something. And these plants have still got some flowers on them, as you can see there. So we're definitely going to be getting some more as well. So I'll continue harvesting these beans, and then we'll take a look at what else we've got. It's just nice to see something working. We've still got flowers on here and a couple of tiny peppers trying to grow, but they're not doing too good this year. And as beetroot is shot up, So I'm hoping to get at least a jar of beetroot out of here this year. This is that sweet and neat plant. There's not much on it now. We have took a few harvests, but you need to dig inside these plants. If you look in there, you can see we've got very ripe tomatoes. Take a couple more. They all seem to be in centre as well. So we'll just dig in, and this is a problem that you're going to find if you leave your tomatoes too long. They'll get overripe and they'll start to split like this one has. So just keep your eye on these cherry tomatoes. As soon as they're more or less red, pick them. That one is slightly orange, but if you pop them in the fridge, they'll turn completely red in no time. But for me, that one's no good. It could have had insects in it. So we'll just have a little dig in, see if we've got any more. I'm going to take that orange one. We'll leave those for now. Most of those are quite light orange or yellow, so we can leave those a little bit longer. Now if we take a look around this side, you can see that we are getting peppers. They're very small, but we have got quite a few growing on there. And we've now started to see some on these other plants as well. As you can see, just under there, lots of peppers. And some bigger ones on this plant. So although they've took quite a long time to do anything, they are now trying. Which ones are these? I think those are the yellow mohawk ones, and then we've got some red ones as well. I have put an jalapeno in. So far it's not really doing much of anything. Let's check this plant. Again, this plant has got quite a lot of peppers on it. It's really nice to see something finally happening. That's his parsnips. We've put on a lot of growth, to be fair. I really hope we get some nice parsnips this year. If I take a little dig down, you can see that something is trying to grow down there. But as with carrots, make sure you keep those covered up. That's the centre one. And you can see we're definitely going to get something. It just depends how big they actually grow. But we're going to have to wait quite a while longer to see what happens there. That's his biggest pepper plant that we've got. And again, it's not been doing much of anything. But now this has finally decided to try. And it's full of flowers as well, which is a good sign that we'll get something off it. I've put some more strawberry plants in this planter as well. These are new ones, what I'm going to overwinter. And that's the name of them. They're called Lauren. And they've got a flower on them already. But I thought if I get a jump on season, we might see some of them next year. Because sometimes strawberry plants don't produce anything in the first year. And take a look at that welcome basket. It looks absolutely amazing considering we only put that one plant in the centre. We have got a full-size tomato plant on go as well, which is this one. That's really shot up and got lots of flowers and lots of tomatoes on it now. And that one produces cherry tomatoes, and it's called Honeycomb. And I believe we've got at least one ready. In fact, maybe two. If I can get those off. Another couple of really nice looking tomatoes. We may have some more French beans on these dwarf plants. They're looking a bit battered, once again, due to high winds. But we keep seeing a little bit of something growing. You really have to dig in these plants sometimes to find it. See, we've definitely got one there. So I'm thinking we've probably got one or two more hiding away in this foliage. So we'll spend today going around everything to see how much we can get. And that's the Jack the Little miniature pumpkin plant. That has put on lots of size over the last few days. So far I can't see any pumpkins, but hopefully we'll get some before end of season. And this is something that I needed to do a couple of days ago. But unfortunately I've been quite busy on site. We've got some petit pois peas growing, and again these are ready to go. I have said this before, but if you leave them too long, the green will start to turn a little bit white, and then you're going to end up with quite hard peas. So we need to take them off as soon as we think that they're ready. Don't matter how small the peas are inside, they're still nice and edible. So this is another plant that we'll go through today, and we'll take off whatever we can find. I've just spotted this tomato plant as well, and again it's got some ripe ones on it and some orange ones, so we need to take all those off. That's quite a tiny one, but it'll do. So just a couple off this one, quite small as well. There is one down there, it's a good size. We're seeing a bit of something today, and something is definitely better than nothing. Those flower baskets have really filled out now, as you can see. And if you're not part of my caravan channel, you won't know about this that we've done. We've had problems with a lot of wind and a lot of sun, so we've put up a bit of a shield just there, a fencing with some artificial leaves stapled to the front. That stops all the wind blowing across this decking when we're sitting out. We've set his table and his chairs up, and we've got a huge umbrella that spans the entire width of this decking. So it makes it really pleasant when you want to sit out in the evening. And a few more flowers, always nice to see. T-Rex has put on quite a lot of growth as well. They're amazing looking plants, these. And if you put them in the ground, they'll get huge. But I'm going to keep them in a container because I think that is a good size as it is. And down here, that is his full size pumpkin plant, and that's called Atlantic Giant, and we've now got flowers on it. So again, I'm hoping that we're going to see something from this plant before end of year. Another great thing about this particular plot is at the back of this van we've got this, lots of blackberries growing. Look at all those down there, all free pickings for us. We do like a little bit of a forage now and again, and we're definitely going to get a lot from this side. So I'm going to work my way back down and we'll get those cucumbers. But just before we stop, I spotted some more cherry tomatoes on this plant. We've not had as many cherry tomatoes this year as we normally get, but I'm not surprised. We are starting to see a bit of something now. This plant's pretty much loaded with them. And those are as red onions. They're not growing very well this year, and I've never known that happen with onions. But at least they are trying to give us something. We'll see what happens with them mid-August or something like that. So back to the beginning, and let's get off these amazing looking cucumbers. Brilliant. I'm trying to twist them off so I don't break the tops off them. That is amazing. I think I'll leave that one on to grow a little bit more, but I've just spotted another one behind the ones we just took off, so we do still have 3 to harvest. Great stuff. We've been getting quite a small harvest this season, but we're getting something, and that's all that matters. I'm looking forward to harvesting those potatoes, because if you remember, they were shop bought potatoes, not seed potatoes. But to come out every week or so and get a bit of something like that is still well worth the effort. So if you're growing your cherry tomatoes, as I said previously, and they started to ripen, pick them as soon as you can. We don't want this fruit splitting and getting spoilt before we get to eat any. But for today, I'm happy with this harvest. We'll keep popping back now and again, and I don't think it'll be too long before those potato plants start to die back and we can harvest them, and fingers crossed we get a good result. Anyway, I hope you're not struggling with this heat. I hope your plants are all doing okay and that you started to get some nice little harvest of your own. So for now, that's me done. I'm going to go and pick the rest of those French beans and those peas, and then we'll get them popped in the fridge so they last a little bit longer. Anyway, thank you for being part of the channel, really do appreciate it. And if you want to see what else we get as we go through the rest of July, then please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.